Hey, third graders, I am back at paragraph 10. We're going to finish where we left off yesterday. And one thing I want you to notice is look at how short our paragraphs are getting. We have like a little heading, just a little bit of writing, little heading, and just a little bit of writing. And I'm just thinking about what this article is about. And I'm thinking that once the invention was made, that the little improvements on it are just tweaks and things, small changes, which might be why um, the writing or the details is a little bit short. So that's just my prediction before we started reading. I'm going to pick up at paragraph 10. So if you remember, gramophone was the last thing we talked about, and what it had done to change Edison's phonograph was instead of cylinders, they used a flat disc and added a horn to amplify the sound. And amplify is just a fancy word for making it louder. So you could probably hear it if you were sitting across the room and you didn't have to be right next to the machine. So paragraph 10 starts under the heading Cool Stereo Sounds. Stereo recordings became widely available in the 1950s. With stereo, sounds were recorded on two separate tracks. One was meant to be heard in your right ear, and the other would be heard in your left ear. This made recordings sound much richer and fuller than before. Cassettes on the go. Compact cassettes became popular with music lovers in the 1970s. These cassettes recorded the sound on a long magnetic strip. Soon, they outsold records. In 1979, the introduction of the portable cassette player changed the music listening experience even more. People could carry this small stereo system in a pocket. They wore headphones to listen to their favorite music wherever they went. So third graders, a couple things here. They're making what we use smaller and smaller. So we went from records to a cassette, which is almost like a little rectangular. You may have had some when you were little. I know I did. If you didn't have the joy of having to put that tape back in, lucky you. But the biggest thing was with it being smaller, we were able to add headphones, and people could actually like walk around carrying their cassette player, or we call them tapes, um, in a little player with a headphone. So it was the first kind of portable thing that was available. So now we're going to compact discs, and you might notice that this has an abbreviation later. You might hear them called this as well, CDs. The first compact discs, or CDs, was released in 1982. A CD is a small plastic disc that stores music and other digital information. The CD player reads the information with laser light. The disc and the players were expensive at first, but people saw their benefits. The discs were small and could hold more music than a record. Best of all, CDs produced almost perfect sound. It's no wonder that CDs soon began to replace records and cassettes. Oops, sorry guys. A digital world. Once personal computers and the internet became commonplace, music could be stored on very small digital files. These files, such as MP3s, let people download music from the internet quickly. People could now store hundreds of songs on a computer. No need to carry a physical disc or an item anymore. But some people do not like the sound quality of these digital music files. They think CD recordings sound better. The Apple iPod, released in 2001, became a popular personal media player. By fall of 2010, almost 275 million iPods had been sold worldwide. After that time, sales began to drop. People started using smartphones as their personal media players. Playlist in the cloud. Listening to music grew easier than ever. People could buy music from online stores in seconds, and the music was never out of stock. That means if you went to the store, it was never gone. You could just, it doesn't matter if there was only 10. If it's online, there's an infinite amount you could have. People then stored the music in an invisible place on the internet called the cloud, and they did all this without leaving home. Music playing technology has changed a lot since Edison's first phonograph. Even so, the new devices do basically the same thing as the old one. They play your favorite music. So some of you now I know are recognizing some of this type of technology. Again, we have a great timeline, great visuals showing us what things look like. Okay.